the whole Western Balkan region, the latest State of the Union speech of Mr. Juncker was very important, but because for the first time this Commission President actually talked about future enlargement. He named the region and he named 2 countries specifically. Following the remarks of Jean Claude Juncker in Strasbourg during his State of the Union speech, we are now waiting for the strategy on enlargement policy in the Western Balkans coming from the European Commission. We're expecting the strategy in February. This strategy will be about the general approach of the European Union towards the Western Balkans, and it will give a general overview how these 6 countries are developing towards EU membership. It won't be so much about the details. The specific country details will be topics of the country reports, the annual enlargement reports, which will probably be presented in April. So we will get a general overview, what is expected from the 6 Western Balkan countries, but I would also like to read in this document what we as a European Union can do to further support your countries. Becoming an EU member is a very technical process in the end. The negotiations are very complex, and I know not everyone in the Western Balkan countries understands what it means if chapters are opened, provisionally closed, and so on. We know that all 6 countries are different, and all 6 countries must be thoroughly analysed on their own merits and what they have achieved and what they haven't achieved. But the policy of the European Union in recent years has been that we want to see the whole region move forward, and that's why we are so strongly interested in supporting a policy of regional stability and reconciliation and good neighbourly relations, and that within the framework of the Berlin process, we are also very interested in getting connectivity organised. We want people and businesses to meet each other, to interact, and that's why I'm in favour of infrastructure, interconnectivity, but I'm also very much in favour of the youth exchange programme, which is part of the Berlin process. But regional stability and regional reconciliation is the one thing. Of course, it's fundamentals first, and we know the key issues of becoming an EU membership is to strengthen democracy, to strengthen the rule of law, to fight corruption, and also the freedom of media is absolutely a key priority, and we will be very firm here on our expectations.
To give the kind of timeline or time framework is very tricky. I consider Mr. Juncker a very courageous politician to say that, because we should keep down on earth and everything will be dependent on how the countries perform. Personally, I wish them well. I would very much like to welcome them even earlier, but it's not possible to make some things faster than fulfilling all the criteria. It's good that Mr. Juncker is mentioning the dates, much better than his previous statement when he said no enlargement in the next 5 years. And since he reaffirmed it, and during this conference I heard again the repetition of this time framework, so I think we should take it seriously. And it's a kind of serious promise from the European institutions and chair or president of the Commission. So countries in the Balkans should take it equally seriously, because this is a two kind of cooperation to fulfill these goals. And if we don't achieve the goal by that time, you know, okay, it would be great disappointment. That's why I am sometimes cautious with the dates. But once the President of the Commission decided to announce it and to publish it, so I think we have to plan everything accordingly. These two countries, the only countries which are going through the accession negotiations. That's normal for Mr. Juncker to say that. I hope that the other countries will join the process soon, as I said in my speech, during the next year. Albania is waiting for the date, Macedonia is waiting for the date. So I think that it was normal or logical that Mr. Juncker mentioned only these two countries. But as soon as the others join in the process, I think they will also be given certain kind of timeline when they can count on the future accession. And the other countries in the region, I think that they should take it as a kind of encouragement for them that things are moving, that enlargement process is very much alive. And especially I'm glad that all European institutions now are taking the enlargement in the Western Balkans very seriously, very responsibly, in such an intensive way that they have to be a follow-up of these nice important statements. And that follow-up should be in the form of the concrete projects to help the countries in the region to move faster in their European integration road. So I think that this is really good news for the whole region, because the region is differentiated. All different countries are at the different stage of their movement to the European Union. But the most important thing that the message is for all of them.